Senator.
One of the worst comments she ever made, in fact, she almost to a point where I thought it was a bit childish of her to do this, was when she said she is not in charge of any procurement. That, you know, it's not me. You know, that's a very, very, shallow kind of argument. That's not me, it's my peers. That's what she actually said. And I can tell you for a fact, lately, these governors you see, they even know when, for lack of a better word, sanitary pads are being procured at a cost of 200,000. These governors today sit on almost all procurements. The governors at that level, they use it as a reward system for a litany of their allies and cronies. I do not believe Anne Waiguru had no idea of a 791 million shillings procurement. If she didn't have that idea, then she had no business.
Moving the debate away from Anne Waiguru, because one of the things she said even as she was resigning is that it has become, it's no longer a war against corruption, but one against Anne Waiguru. And we want to move now that debate away from her as an individual and look at the institution and look at also corruption as a whole. Do you feel, Senator, that it's a time, maybe we even need to put it within the Constitution, which it already is in terms of how we have the corruption bodies that are supposed to take care of that? Should we have stricter rules of dealing with corruption to a point where it becomes a deterrent?
First and foremost, let Madam Waiguru not confuse the public on one regard. Whenever there's a discourse in public domain, that discourse usually you will hear is attached to an individual. You know, there'll be a context, but one person will epitomize whatever discourse it is. Let's say if you're in a liberation struggle, one of you will come up as a Mandela, despite the fact that it is institutional. Well, let's say you're in right now you have an opposition, but one of us will come off as the leader. So there is always something that makes reference to an individual whenever there is a context, because it is easier for human beings to relate with personalities. Secondly, right now, as my brother here, Kaluma, has talked about,